Hello and welcome to the Global Coffee Festival. My name is Fris Storm and I'm the founder of Coffee by Storm here in Denmark, which I'm still sitting actually due to these crazy times here. But I'm super excited to be here with Eversys to unveil the latest machine models, the Enigma Classic and the Enigma Super Traditional. Targeting each area, the Enigma Classic for the general business and the Enigma Super Traditional for the specialty coffee business. I'm of course not alone because I'm sitting here in Denmark, but in the studio with the machines, we have two very, very knowledgeable people. We have Dale Harris, World Barista Champion 2017, and Kali Kuchurak, Head of Operations at Roasting Plant. Welcome to you guys as well. We are here to talk about the new Enigmas, as I said. It's an upgrade of the existing Eversys E-line, which I've been using here in Denmark for several years. And I know you, Kali, also been using them. And I basically love it. It's a beautiful working horse, if you can put it that way. Extremely high capacity, high quality, both in coffee and milk. It's very, very consistent and extremely reliable, which is very important for many customers. For some, even more important than the flavor of the coffee itself. But when this is said, then there's been several upgrades on the new Enigma lines compared to the earlier E4s. So as you can see later on the machines, they visually have gotten more in kind of smarter, modern standard, new displays, new materials like copper. But more importantly, inside the machines, there has been a huge improvement also in terms of the milk systems. You have cold foam options, you can adjust milk easier. You have leveling of the ground coffee before brewing, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, several things to say, but why don't we go to the machines and to you guys? Let's start with you, Kali. What are your impressions? You're standing with the classic, Enigma Classic, yeah?
So it's a little bit of an upgrade from the E4s that we currently use in our stores. I like the size of the screen is a bit larger. I like the group head is a more traditional looking one with the mouse tail. Still has the steam wand option, but I can see that there's a 1.5 step on both sides, which will lead to making some milk a little bit easier.
Dale?
I'm blown away. I came in today, I wasn't really sure what to expect. I don't normally use the Eversys machine, so I was a complete virgin. And I came in and I saw this new style. And it looks like a traditional machine. And if you have this on your bar in front of the customers, they're gonna see this and they're gonna think something different than the normal automatic experience. And it creates loads of opportunities. So number one, the customer judges the business by the way that machine looks when they first come in. But if the machine's on the front bar, you suddenly don't need two baristas. You don't need somebody with their back to the customer. They can be facing the customer all the way through. They can serve more drinks, higher quality, higher capacity. And really that's what almost every coffee business wants, right? They want high quality, they want consistency, but they also want volume. And this is a machine that can allow all of those things.
And Dale, just to clarify, you are standing with the super traditional machine, so yeah. The one that have this more traditional machine look.
And the technology inside is the same between both machines, but they suit different environments and different needs, which I think is also, you know, it's a huge step forward. If we've learned anything over the last year, it's that businesses have to change and adapt, and there's no one model for success. There's lots of different things that customers need. And I think this technology in different faces and different styles can really serve a wider market.
The automation then brings that experience for the barista to be able to be free to talk to the customers, which is the last piece of that whole coffee experience.
And it's the most valuable one. It's like
exactly.
Customers remember great flavor, but they remember great service and a great experience, and just someone being able to smile at them. And if I can do that, if I can be facing the customer and talking to them about a coffee and be able to trust that the quality is going to be there without me making lots of mistakes, It's amazing.
Exactly. What we find when we use our E4s in the store is that every time you can interact with the customer at the same time as you're doing your work, and so everything is a bit quicker as well, so you get the volumes through, which with a traditional machine, the one downfall to it is that you can't create the volumes, where I think the super traditional ticks that box as well.
So one thing is, of course, is how we feel that the machine can support us in our daily life, but also I would like to hear your point on the automation coming into our part of the world, because I see some resistance somewhere. Other people are very open-armed and saying welcome, but also see some resistance. But what are your comments on this automation coming into coffee business?
Well, I'll take the floor on this one, because roasting plant is a completely automated business. So, the end result is curated by our baristas, so they finish off the product, but everything else in the store is using automation. And you can see the skepticism, especially in traditional coffee lovers. They see the super automatic machine, they see JavaBot technology, they see their beans flying over their heads as it comes into the machine to be ground and extracted. But the proof is in the pudding, and every single coffee drinker that comes in skeptical, once we give them that experience and the consistency that comes out of the Eversys machine, it's a win almost 100% of the time.
I mean, from my perspective, I read about these machines. Even as I come to touch them, I'm a little scared of what it means for me. And Fritz, I'm sure, feels this as well, that you spend years learning these skills, and suddenly they're almost worthless. That creates a lot of fear, a lot of worry. Is my job going to be taken by this beautiful looking robot? If we think of a barista as just somebody who tamps coffee or, clacks on a grinder or even steams milk, it's a real disservice to what we do. It's a real disservice to the professionalism, the way so many baristas think about coffee and talk about coffee, and how much work and understanding they have. And almost those physical jobs hold many baristas back, because they're spending so long fighting the machine, fighting the equipment, even fighting the coffee in their day, that they're not able to explore some of those other things, particularly customers and service, but also taste, sensory aspects. Because this machine is, without a doubt, I watched it dial in a coffee that I brought in this morning, and we gave it some parameters. We said, how much coffee I wanted to use, how much water, what brewing time was acceptable. And, I waited 2 minutes and out it popped. Yeah. And it had gone through all the iterations of coffee that I would have had to do, making a grind adjustment, another grind adjustment, another taste, another taste. I could literally stand still, wait a little bit, coffee that I wanted came out, and then I told it to make a few more changes, and it just does what you tell it. Yeah. When you're dialing in at 7 in the morning, and the customers are coming in at 7:30, and you're tired, and you can't quite get that coffee right, every coffee from that point is bad for the day, right? Like, you are never happy. But if I can come in and not have to taste the first 5 shots, and just, it gets to a point, I give it a quick taste, quality control every few hours, and that's going to be great for wastage as well, which is, great for our industry. The same with the milk. So the amount of milk you waste just during a day, those 10 mils every drink, and with this, I can literally program it, and it'll give me exactly the right amount of milk to fill my cup with the espresso. It's the dream, it's the future.
Another thing is, you touched that topic before, Dale, was also like, if we talk about knowledge and we're looking into other high-end parts of our food and coffee world, is Michelin restaurants, top bakeries and so on, where it seems to be difficult for them to get enough knowledge about coffee to actually serve a good coffee. This is also a part where we see this as a huge quality step up.
I want more people to drink amazing coffee. I want more people to buy amazing coffee, from great farmers who are producing amazing products. And if it is just trendy, cool cafes with really skilled baristas who sell that product, we are never going to grow beyond a certain point. I want to be able to get on a train and have a good coffee, like a genuinely well-made, well-sourced, well-brewed coffee. And that's not going to be possible if we just put it down to barista classes, exactly. Diplomas, whatever. There just aren't enough people who care, and there aren't enough people who have the time to do it. And you know, a bakery is a perfect example. If you're a baker, if that's your business, if that's 80–90% of how you make your money and what your customers come to you for, you're never going to have the time to invest in learning to make coffee to a high level. Yeah. But if the equipment, if the tools can help you deliver that product that your customers want.
And accompany it well.
Yeah, and you can, you know, because I want to go to a great bakery and have great bread, a great, you know, a great dessert with a great coffee.
Yeah, because if you ruin the experience with the coffee, then the whole experience is ruined. So they have to complement each other.
I would love to see it in action.
Should we start on the super traditional?
Okay. So, I mean, I'm still getting used to the idea of kind of timing and workflow on it because everything's a little bit quicker than I'm used to. So I'm going to start with double espresso and I'm going to set that brewing. And just the timing that I would choose to get milk, because normally I'm going to rip open a milk jug, I'm going to pour some cold milk in. Literally all I need to do is put the jug in the right place and push go. Yep. So if we time the extraction correctly and we time the milk, we can have everything fresh just the moment we want it. So there's no waiting, the freshness is going to be there. You know, I can't do that on a traditional machine. I can be steaming milk whilst my shot's pouring, you shut off the steam arm, and then I have to grab the cup and go back, and everything's a little bit disjointed.
And God forbid somebody asks you a question in between
For
that.
sure. What's the Wi-Fi password? Yeah. Where's my sandwich? And like, what's amazing is when I'm training people to make coffee, particularly with milk, I'm training them to do two different things. So I'm teaching them to steam milk well, and I'm teaching them to pour milk well. And if I can take away one of those things, I can kind of fast track the barista to doing what the customer needs them to do. If all I need to do is teach them to pour, and the machine's going to do the steaming for us, phenomenal. Let's see what you've got.
All right, so for us, it's all about capacity. So we need to do the volumes. So why we like these machines is you can run several different things at once. So like you said, you get your espresso going, talking to a customer at the same time you're trying to get your milk. You might even want to do some traditional milk. So like you were saying, it's about how many different things can you do at once, not making any mistakes because the machine is actually covering all of the standards for you.
It definitely looks like Callie can do more than you.
So 22 seconds and I can make 2 drinks, which is amazing. And again, as somebody who maybe doesn't have the skill set of a world champion barista, I do have the milk that came out absolutely perfect. I didn't even need to tap it to get rid of any bubbles because it's perfection. And then, you know, the quality of the milk is what gives you great latte art, even if you can't do anything except for maybe a heart or a little Rosetta. But again, you get the capacity and you get the same quality, and it goes so quickly.
Yeah.
And I think, again, what we mentioned earlier on is also the waste, yeah? Because you can program it to make exactly the amount of milk you need. So you basically use every drop of milk you're steaming, yeah? We also talked a bit about different milk types, yeah? So the system is actually built in so you can have an option of 2 different milk in the same machine. So again, earlier on, you had to steam the different kinds of milk you had available in the bar, but now you automized also the 2 different kind of milk choices, yeah, and it do the steaming as well. Any comments on how you see the different possibilities with milk, what you need to offer and what people accept?
Well, I definitely see the trend going towards milk alternatives, but then you have the issue that there's not fat in these milk alternatives. So how do you get the perfect milk to curate the end of that drink and make it beautiful? And you know, with this 1.5 step, if you can connect a nice natural almond milk to it and have it extract at the perfect texture that you want to finish off that drink.
From my perspective as a barista, I want to be creative. I want to be offering things that other people aren't offering. And I don't need to buy an alternative milk off the shelf and just go with the same product that everyone's going with. I can be making, the best fresh, like almond macadamia milk. I can have that as, signature product. If I'm a smoothie bar, I'm something that is not coffee focused, I can have, a completely vegan machine with 3 different milks running out of it that are all, handmade on my premises. And that's exciting.
Yeah, and look at all the different options. I mean, you can put one here, you have 3 there, another one there. I mean, with all the different types of milk that you can get these days as well, and people are asking for all of them.
Yeah, they don't just want an alternative, they want every alternative.
That's it.
But also what I love about this machine is, yes, it's really automated, yes, it does all the hard work, but it does leave something for you. And I find that a lot of offices, actually people like making coffee. They like the 2-3 minutes that they're not, behind their desk.
What do you think about specialty coffee is in general lighter roasted than industrial coffee or regular coffee on the market, yeah? My personal opinion is also that the Eversys machine is, due to the brewing system, that it's capable of dealing with those light roasted coffees, where early on it was simply not possible to work with a super automatic machine.
Historically, for my roastery, when somebody approaches us and says, I've got this machine, X machine, automated machine, obviously we want to find a way to give them delicious coffee. But if we know that the product won't work with the machine, we have to say, you know what, we can sell you this, but it won't taste the way it should.
Yeah.
You're going to be disappointed. And either we don't have a coffee we can offer, or we have to offer them a really limited range.
We roast in every store, and our USP is that you're going to get that freshly just roasted coffee within 12 to 24 hours of it being roasted.
Yeah.
And there's only certain machines that can actually extract that coffee,
Yeah.
so it's not just all hugely
CO2.
overpowering CO2, exactly. And what we find with the E-line is that it really extracts this gorgeous coffee, and you can taste the difference between the 9 single origins going through that machine, and it's just absolutely fantastic. And if we do find that there's a taste issue, it's super easy for us to go into the system settings and adjust the grinder a little bit.
Yeah.
It's all so user-friendly and
And
intuitive.
repeatable as well. So
And
it's not like you make one swing this way and one swing another way. It's just two ticks.
Exactly, and it's all just
But it's crazy because it's exactly how you, as a skilled barista, would work on your manually setup. You can do exactly the same.
yeah, it's almost like you get so much extra time to talk to your customer and really engage. And coffee is all about that ritual, coming to the same place, having that conversation, making those connections that people are so desperate for right now.
We need friends. We need someone to talk to.
And so to be able to give your full attention to them and create this beautiful end product is...
I'm gonna say it's, one of the things I miss is I can't just hide behind the machine and do this. Oh, I really have to work now.
That's right. It's the evolution of the barista, isn't it? All right, who's gonna do better?
Well, you're gonna go first.
Oh gosh. Can do a heart. Perfect. No milk waste.
0 waste. The dream. Oh, they'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah, still got it.
Made with love.
Well, I think a real pleasure to be together with you guys, hearing more about the Enigma line, the classic and the super traditional. I'm so sorry that I'm not able to taste any of the coffees, but I have to go out and make my own afterwards. So once again, thank you very much for being here and for helping out and showing the new Eversys machines.
We can't wait to work on it with you, Fritz.
It's been great to play around on them, but we're cheersing to you and having this great coffee in your
Cheers.
stead. Cheers. Very nice.
Such a pro with the with the coffee.
Just, your coffee is so good. What can I say?